is what's happening. Mega camp. I'm going to keep talking about it. It's $6.99. It's in Austin. It's in 5 months, or no, it's even more than 5 months. But they do have a payment plan of $139.80. If you're interested, definitely get to it before the price goes up. Really, the price jump was dramatic for family reunion, and I understand that all of these kind of convention companies and centers, they're all trying to make up for lost time during COVID. But yuck is what I have to say.
Yeah.
All right.
You want your video on?
Hold on.
Just turning your video on. Oh, or do we not want that?
Which one?
Your video. No? I'm just gonna
That's
try.
fine. Yeah. Anyway, Spring Mastermind's coming up in Pittsburgh, into lovely Pittsburgh, April 2nd and to the 4th. Broker Caravan. Samantha, highlights. It was a good week in Broker Caravan.
Anyone that went yesterday want to share?
Share what you saw in Broker Caravan yesterday. Anyone?
Yeah.
Who? Laura's house.
That
was a great house. Yeah, I love that house. I thought there was some, for a flip, I don't say that with any disregard. They brought some architectural interest to the house. I love that primary bathroom, right? I'm not obsessed with it, and the arches and the kind of space. I thought they did a really great job.
They just like took the ceiling off and let the.
Yeah. It has great volume throughout. Yeah, no, I agree.
And she served good sandwiches.
She did have good. That never hurts. A little meal never hurts. Anyone else? Anyone else? What you see?
I liked 121 South Rossmore.
I liked it too.
Joey not so much.
I did like it. No, the beat up one, no, it's across the street. It's the Rock and Roll Mansion, the guy who owns the Abbey. Yeah, it felt like the Abbey, right? It's like dark and kind of goth, adult goth, right? You like
It felt like a party.
Charlotte, I can understand. I'm surprised people like that adult goth. And Las Palmas was
It
all.
was goth. It's an overwhelming dark.
When you
Cool. It's not like Kat Von D's house.
no.
That's an escrow.
That is adult goth. It's an escrow.
It is
Oh, I
finally
wonder-
an
I
escrow.
can't wait to see for how much.
Yeah.
That's
shocking.
what else? What else did you guys see?
I wasn't there.
Well, we saw the other 7.4.
On Las Palmas.
The two 7.4.
Yeah. Yep.
So that one, was very specific and, to me, I've always heard take away the family photos, you showing a house for sale,
Mhm.
people envision themselves there, but honestly, for me, it kind of was nice because it felt, very lived in, but in a good way to me
Yeah.
personally.
It wasn't too specific though, right? It wasn't like too personalized, I should say.
Yeah,
Not
that's very, it was interesting to see the two.
Like a generic family lived there.
Yeah.
Right. Anyone else wish it? No? Okay, thank you. Come with it every week. Get out there in caravan. Caravan's crazy now. Happy hour on Thursday at La Boheme. Is where I think it
That's
is.
job.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it.
That's French and
Okay, it used to be goth 20 years ago.
yeah. Oh. I was not cool enough to go there 20 years ago,
That's-
but we're gonna go there this Thursday. Is it this Thursday, March 16th? Next Thursday. It's right on Santa Monica. It's really quite a lovely space. And we'll have some.
7? Yeah.
It's not 5 to 7. Yeah. I think that's a Tati's pick. Special guest next team meeting is Zoom Casa is going to be here. Zoom Casa is our concierge provider, right? And what that means is that they offer a service that your sellers can do work prior to selling their property. They have, they really have no limit to how much they will forward. But if your seller believes that a little bit of work will get them a multiplier on the back end, which in most cases it will. This is the provider. They will they'll provide the contractors, the stagers, various different services up front. They present you with the cost and everything. You choose whether you want it or not. You could choose. There's a project manager that goes along with it to make sure everything gets done appropriately and in the time period. And then you pay for it, or your client pays for it when they close the deal, right? They also have a bridge loan program for sellers who believe they have to sell before they can buy. They have a bridge loan program where they will lend you on the equity of the existing property and the property that you are about to buy, and give you the opportunity to buy in front of selling your property, right?
It is expensive though.
Yeah, well,
And the house.
there's an expense to services, right? I wouldn't say it's expensive. I would, what's expensive? The contracting services?
It's not, they're buying your house and they charge you.
Oh, the bridge loan.
Yeah.
Well, you get in Charlotte,
It was.
you get nothing for nothing. You're right. I mean, it's probably not 3.5% now.
No, that was the service.
The service fee. Yeah. But again, she'll tell us all about it next week. It's a tool in your toolkit, right? Right. It's a tool in your toolkit.
Right.
It's not for. I'd say that it's just like technology. Everybody in this room wants to be surrounded by technology and wants to know that they have technology, but a very small portion of you actually use it. Okay. All right, and that's pointed to us as well. Right? It's just what's that?
I was like, Joey's not.
And the Zoom house people are really nice. I've called them. They're very, very nice. They're easy to work with. I mean, your house has to qualify and there's certain criteria. Too, so.
Yeah, for the
Yeah, but it's good.
there has to be equity in there.
Yeah, it's good if it works for you.
For the works, yeah. Okay, but they're coming next week, so bring your paper and pencil.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, Tatiana. Morning show every day, 9 a.m. Can't be missed. You want to add to that, Tracy or Lorna or anybody else?
We agree, and there's always space for more people. We have great discussions, both personal and real estate, lots of aha moments. It's a really good way to get your day started.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right. We got Christy this week. What does she have? Define your value. Tomorrow, generate your leads on Friday. 13th is grow your database. On Tuesday, it's capture leads with open houses and capture leads with social media on Wednesday. KW Tech direct mailers tomorrow. DocuSign 101 on Friday. Command overview on Monday. I'm sorry, and then Tuesday website 201 and database overview on Wednesday. Itati, while you're in between the slides, can you sign on to my onto my KW Connect, so I'm going to navigate. Oh, and then I want you to navigate to all right, I'll sign on here. I'll do it here. It's my computer, I forgot. Because of class today. Negotiating the request for repair. 4 to 5. Everybody. Got that? All right. Architectural history of LA, taught by Steph Bika, and that's who's a principal at Studio Bika, a former real estate agent and architect. On Tuesday, Thursday, 2:30 to 3:30. Is that here in the office?
Yeah.
All right. The purpose of the class is to empower you with the general knowledge of different styles and architecture that have been that had an impact on the building culture of Los Angeles. I think that's great for everyone. When I go out on caravan, everybody always asks, like, what style of house is this, right? Somebody have a question? I thought somebody online had a question. All right, great. Oh, that's exciting. How did we,
Yeah, so that is
is a
one
friend?
of the most attended classes in Keller Williams Beverly Hills.
Oh, excellent.
The ASC over at Beverly Hills, it's just me two-step, it's just like, hey, it'd be great if you bring that to your market center, for her to teach to your agents, so. Yeah, Deb is really experienced, she's very excited to be coming in on Tuesday, so.
We're excited to have her.
Is this coming Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent,
This Tuesday.
excellent. Good job, Apollo. All right, next is.
Can I just ask a favor, Paula?
Yeah.
Stuff like that, that's kind of special, if it's possible to maybe schedule it a few weeks in advance so that we can make space for it.
Okay, yeah, it was on the education calendar when it wasn't done.
Don't look at that.
Maybe-
I see.
Oh. All right, I just want, before we move on to everybody else, I want to show you guys something that was released at Family Reunion that I think is a great tool for all of you, and that you should be utilizing as soon as you possibly can. Go here because I know how to get there from here. So Keller Williams created a bunch of, maybe I can't. Oh, there it goes. A bunch of playbooks. Okay. And these playbooks are step by step. It'll pop up at some point or another. Step by step instructions on lead generation, on social media buys. Yeah, of course it's not. Because we're on this. All right, let's try that. Sorry, guys. Wanted to make this more streamlined experience, but of course it's not. Okay. I should have just done this before we started. All right, here. Of course not. All right. I will try and prepare that for next time in a better way. But if you go into your command, actually, into the learning section or the connect section and search for playbooks, they have these step-by-step playbooks that are really, really quite compelling. So I encourage you all, and I will have Paulo sent out a link for it with the office meeting, because you just print it out and just follow the instructions. Point by point. Point by point. All right, Andy CHRISTENOT, how are you doing today? Should have just had you talk while I was messing with this.
Hi, everybody. Thanks to everybody that showed up to the social media class last week. It was fun.
Amazing.
And informative and good stuff. So quick market update. This week is big news. We're getting jobs report. The ADP report came out today. It was a little hotter than expected. The Bureau of Labor and Statistics report comes out on Friday. That's kind of the Fed's favorite measure on job creations and so forth. And if you remember, the last jobs report that came out in early February, sent the mortgage rates sort of in a tailspin, and that was because the numbers reflected higher than anticipated. It is important to know, I know we've talked a lot about just the fine print and what information is not necessarily being relayed. The bulk of these job creations are leisure and hospitality. If we look back to when the pandemic started and during essentially for a 2-year period, there were 10 million jobs lost in leisure and hospitality. These job creations, the bulk of them are in this specific category. It's getting back to the normal rate of pre-pandemic levels of employment. So are these job creation reports really a clear picture and indicative of what's really happening with the job market? No. Again, we'll see some catch up and so forth. In the meantime, it's a little bumpy with mortgage rates. The Fed met today and yesterday. There's been a little movement, but not much. Just keep your eyes on this stuff. It always helps to have the information, and when people ask, hopefully you're armed with the answers on it. So just be aware, the job numbers are a little deceiving. Eventually it all shake out, and then as we see the inflation come down, we'll see rates come down too. So
It's about confidence, right, Andy? I mean, all of these numbers, they want the stars to all align so that they have confidence that inflation isn't growing or has been stifled enough for them to get back to regular business.
yeah, I mean, so the Fed's looking at it going, oh, we have a really strong labor force. There's lots of new job creations.
Right.
The truth is, I'm sure you've all seen it, like Meta announced they're going to lay off thousands of people. These part-time jobs and these seasonal jobs that are being created and leisure and hospitality isn't indicative of the rest of the job market.
Right.
But don't they know that?
You know, good question. I mean, I don't know if anybody caught some of the hearing this morning. The Fed was being asked, I mean, somebody just straight asked him, like, you guys should have reacted sooner. Like, what's going to be different about this? There's talk about whether there's going to be a 0.25% increase or a 0.5% increase on the next rate hike. So people are really doubting their strategy, their actions, and all kinds of things. Yeah. There was also, somebody also brought up in the hearing this morning, the fact that the housing data lags, and the Fed admitted that rents have started to come down. That rent increase, that rents have started to come down. So I don't know, you guys, it's all going to shake out is the bottom line.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Andy. Thanks
Still
for
feeling confident about May 10th?
Yeah.
something's going to happen on May 10th.
Yeah, well, and so CPI numbers come out on Tuesday too, you guys. Keep an eye on that. And remember, we've talked about it over and over. The numbers that come out on Tuesday are for February. Those February numbers are going to replace the February numbers of 2022. So moving ahead, if you look at the numbers from last year, February, March, and April were really high on CPI numbers. Really, really, really high. So Tuesday for CPI, Friday is the BLS jobs report. Keep your eyes on it.
Excellent. All right, guys. Excellent. Before we move on, just take a look at this. So this is in command under Connect, and if you search playbooks, you'll find it. And here, so here's a playbook on online leads, social media, how to put on a seminar, open houses, newsletters. Okay. What do you want in a newsletter? 72 Soul playbook, the MREA, great play. It really just creates a linear kind of understanding of the millionaire real estate models and systems, and then mortgage hacks, right? But I downloaded just social media so you get an idea of what we're talking about in these playbooks, and blah, blah, blah. 4 primary reasons why, and then social media, and then it starts to break it down. Post to social media, run paid social ads, interact with friends and followers, add new friends, create and curate an online Facebook group. And then it breaks each one of these down, right? Into, individual steps, what to do with little illustrations. Okay. All right. Best practices, more information, know me, engage, and schedule post 10 times per week. It's giving you best practices on social media, and not just talking about it in a vacuum, but step-by-step things to do, right? It goes on. That's just for social media, right? It just keeps on going. Create and curate online communities. Path is in the math. The power of this system is that the daily activities compound over time, of course. Well, also, yeah, and there you go. So, and even schedules, how to schedule your social media, examples of that. And for a whole year, it's giving you the content. Use Juneteenth, the graphic from the Designing Command, debunk a myth about PMIs. It's telling you what to post. It's giving you a social media plan for your whole year. Okay. All right. You got a question?
Yeah.
Okay. But you're happy to see that, right? Right. Well, you just hand it off to your guy, right? I'm just saying it's just these playbooks are amazing. Right. And there's one for each of those, blah, 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 it just goes on. All right. So pick one at a time and do it, execute on it. All right. Whichever it is. Again, they're in command under connect up here. And there's online leads, social media, how to put on a seminar, open houses, best practice playbook, newsletter playbook, 72 Soul playbook. The MREA one is really, really great for total systems and such. And then mortgage hacked playbook. And they will keep adding more. All right. They'll keep adding more. It's just a start. All right. Ven, back to you.
Joey, how you guys doing? Yeah, I mean, just to add on to what Joey's saying, of course, again, take advantage of the holidays, of the events that are happening, again, taxes and Easter. Create something, go out there, door knock, get them involved, remind people of property taxes, regular taxes, do a drawing, do something to help with the Easter celebration. Again, just get people engaged. As much as rates are at where they're at today, they're just about 7%, by the way. Buyers are still out there. We all know that, right? Open houses are busy. 90% of the listings that I'm involved with are already in escrow. And I think 80% of them had multiple offers above ask price too. So the market's there. You guys just got to go out and get, like Joey says, your unfair share. So let me know how I can help you guys, either with leads or data information. My phone number and emails on the screen. Thanks, guys.
Are buying houses with 6 to 7% interest rates. Okay, multiple people are in a lot of situations. So they understand that this is their entry point, right? This is a way to get into the game, and they'll refinance later, right? Okay. All right. Next is I see Mary is on. Raha, are you on today?
Yes, how are
Thank you.
you?
I'm sorry I didn't call you back. I spaced.
No worries, we'll talk later. So there are a few things in life that are, let's say, more beautiful than a well-prepared agent, right? So with that said, anytime you get a listing agreement signed, I think it's great to start preparing as much as you can before opening escrow. What I mean with that is that the sellers can start preparing the seller disclosures, as these can get to be quite tedious for them. You can start ordering reports, natural hazard disclosure report, also city report if that applies to the property. City reports take a while to receive back from the city, so how great to already have that in hand and not letting it slow down the closing process, right? So as your TC, you can reach out to me. We can get started on the file together and be ready for your buyers.
Excellent. Yeah, tear the Band-Aid off, right? It's going to be irritating tomorrow. It's going to be just as irritating tomorrow as it's going to be today to fill out all the seller disclosures, right? So, you know, it's going to, what, it is.
Irritating?
You know what I'm saying? Positive. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Start the fun right away.
Yeah. It could get to be, as we all know, there's so much paperwork coming their way, and once escrow opens, they have their opening package, and it's a lot for sellers, you know. So if you can be prepared, and they have already, you know, done all that before, that would be great for them too. It minimizes the stress. You know more about the property, and you're ready for your buyer. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, chasing the agent, chasing the sellers down when you have like a day to deliver the seller's disclosure is more stressful than getting the sellers to do as much as they possibly can up front, right? And once it's done, it's done.
Yes, and how beautiful is that?
Oh, so it's beautiful when it's done,
Yes.
right?
All right.
Thank you, Raha.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, well, yeah. David, are you on today?
Does he have power?
Mary Kay, I saw you on there. Good to see you, Mary.
I know, I'm sorry, guys. I haven't been able to be on the meeting because one, I've been going all over LA. I haven't been going a lot of in-person meetings, and all of the Keller Williamses I've covered already. And second, my daughter is getting married on April 1st. So I'm in between helping her and doing that. But I have something that I have to tell you, which I was talking to a Keller Williams agent. He said I can share the story, but he didn't want me to, of course, say the property. He was scheduling a property with me for a condo in Santa Monica, and he's a listing person. And he says, Mary, I'm so excited I got this for my buyer. I have 5 days contingency. This property was listed at 1.290. We got it for 1.5. There were 12 offers on it. And they have a backup offer of 1.6. And he explained, said, oh my God, that's awesome. And he goes, yeah, I had listings, which they were sitting for a while, but these last 2 months, all of them sold, 5 of them with multiple offers. So I said, is there any way I can share that to the meeting? He says, yeah, as long as you don't give addresses. I said, I'm not going to give address. But it is a Keller Williams West Side office, not West Side office, but in the West Side. And we are getting many inspections. They are telling me that they had multiple offers. So like you said, the buyers are there, and I'm, from my side, I think that, and right now I'm always paying attention to your meeting, but today I just scheduled 3 meetings inspections while I was talking to you, because I'm answering calls. So that's good news. And you said you had class about inspection, talking about the inspection.
Oh, this morning we were talking, not this morning, when we first started, we were talking about like sellers doing a pre-inspection.
And a lot of them are doing that now. The only thing that my input is this, because that's going to go to the buyer, as long as the seller does some work. Because many times the properties have a lot of issues. And when you give it to the buyer, we are not there to translate, and we're not allowed to translate it to them because they're not our clients.
Mhm.
The insurance would not allow us to speak to someone who did not hire us to do the inspection. And that's why when somebody calls us out of nowhere and says, I need a report for a certain inspection, we make sure that that person who's calling us was the buyer or the realtor who was representing the buyer. Sometimes they'll ask us and be sneaky. They hear about an inspection and they'll say, no, I'm another buyer, or I'm an agent who I heard that property sold. I want the report, stuff like that. So it's very strict with insurances. We're not allowed to give it to anyone else. So if the property has a lot of problems and there's no one there to go over it, it's like going to the doctors and getting your report and you reading it instead of the doctor reads it, and the doctor never is talking to you because, they're not allowed to, because whatever. I'm just an example of if you don't talk to the doctor. So my input is I would love to do all your listing inspections, every inspection. But just, my input is you might lose deals because they might see all the problems and nobody's there to talk to them about it, and they might back out. So there were 2 deals. I was teaching a class at another office, and they were saying about that they did a pre-listing inspection and they backed out because there were so many problems and they got scared. Even if we speak to them, when they get it, when they read it, reports are scary. If there's no one there to explain to them or go over it, they might just get bad, cold feet. But it's always good. It's good to do it when the seller knows that, hey, if there's the repairs, can you please at least take care of them? So when the other inspector comes, there are not too many problems, because this is just disclosure. Right?
I totally, the point that I think is really important to make is that Mary brought up is that, there's the report, which is very, very static and black and white, right? And then there's the verbal on the report. And, a good inspector a good inspector doesn't have that conversation with his hair on fire, right? Or her hair on fire. They lay out the defect in such a in a way that kind of makes it digestible, right? Whereas if you just read it, it just it's like getting bopped on the head over and over again without it. So you do if you are just giving up the inspection with the pre-inspection, then you are missing that subtle conversation that inspectors do on their verbal.
And something else.
Yeah.
Well, something else to note in the inspections is they never give you like gold stars. All they call out is, if it's good, it's just adequate, fine, performing as intended.
Yeah.
But then everything else is not good, needs replacement, needs attention,
Yeah.
So,
And another thing is very important. I'm sorry, because this is a very important part for our business, our services. It depends who did your inspection. You might have someone who missed stuff. You might have someone who doesn't know, and they write check with the specialist on every item to cover themselves for liability. And so now you don't know, is the buyer going to bring all the specialists in? But if you hire someone like us who doesn't say check with the specialist on every item, who actually for you, if the property was inspected a month ago, we will make an exception sometimes and talk to your buyer and say, look, we don't know what happened in a month, but these major items are this. And or bring an inspector back. When you give it to the buyer, let them know that you know this better than me. It's a disclosure. So they should bring somebody. So it's just that in America, they say two-edged sword or something, to the sword that has two edges, or that's what it is, because you don't know if it's good or bad. And another thing, we do come to your walkthroughs. You've talked about repairs, requests for repairs. You had a class, you said. Just remember, when you do the request for repairs and they do repair stuff, we do come and make sure the repairs are done, and we take the liability upon us. Now, you don't have to worry about if the repair was really done, Because, for example, you know, those mudslides that we have with all these rains. I don't know if you remember, Joey, you'll remember maybe when a house went down on Laurel Canyon.
Oh, yeah.
Demi Lovato's.
Yes, that house was inspected by us 3 times in a row with 3 different buyers. Each time we told them this house retaining wall is gonna collapse any moment. And it's gonna, and that's why they didn't buy it. And how we found out when they were showing it on the news the day off, Alex was just watching the news that day. And he tells me, Mary, before he goes to work, he goes, Mary, because there was a lot of rain and he wanted to know what's going on. He says, Mary, come here. We inspected this house. Oh my God. Can you imagine if we didn't have enough knowledge and this house went down and we were the inspectors and the buyers bought it? So that's who you have. And also remember, you talk about inspections, pre-listing inspections. I'm so happy that you're going to do that. Hire the most qualified inspector. It's
Be
not
great.
just hiring someone and doing pre-listing inspection and getting excited that I'm going to give it to the buyer. At least you know that you're safe with that inspector who came and did your pre-listing inspection. They knew what they're doing and they did bring up all the problems. And by the way, all of these rains, we didn't have one client complaining about leaky roof because we knew what we were doing.
Excellent. Mary, thank you so much. We need
Thank you for
to.
the time. I will put my
Later
number
then.
in the chat. And I will come to your meeting soon. I will come in person and it's time to bring lunch. So
All
let me
right,
know when I can.
we'll get Paulo.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Mary. All right, new agents, Caroline Weiner and Ellie Kringle both joined this week, and let's see, who's that? And Esther. How you doing, bud? Everybody say hi. Okay, that's Esther, and welcome.
Connor is on Zoom.
Connor's on Zoom. All right, welcome, Connor. Come on in, and we'll get somebody to give you a hug. And tomorrow, Austin Kramer's birthday is tomorrow, and Michelle Maslow is this week, and Terry Lloyd is also this week. Happy birthday, you guys. We have some new, Brian has COVID, so we don't have access to, or he didn't get the closed escrows. So we'll pick them up tomorrow, but Raha did give us some new escrows for this week, and so Terry Lloyd has a new one. The Woodward team has a one on Acampo, and Michael Wegman has one on Newgate. Excellent, excellent, excellent. We'll get to the close next week. All right, new listings. Single family. Coming soon, Laura has this 2-bedroom, 2-bath on David. It's 1,186 square feet, and it's 1,198,000, just a little over $1,000 a square foot. A bargain. I like that one on Ellesmere. All right, next is Paul and Alan have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath on Avenue 26. And that is 990 square feet for 519,000. Young Her on Corbin in Tarzana has a 6-bedroom, 7-bath, 5,663 square feet for just a little over 4 million, 4.1. Let's call it what it is, right? I think his client just bought that like about less than 2 years ago. For just about the same price. Next is Laura Anderson on Ellesmere. That's the one we were just talking about. 3-bedroom, 4-bath, 2,253 square feet for 2.199. Beautiful, beautiful finishes throughout. I was pretty impressed. Really nice vibe. Leases. Young Her in La Cañada has a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,912 square feet for 6,500. Looks like a little mid-century number. Also, Christina Kim on Virgil has a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in the Element Building for 1,370 square feet for $4,200. Matthew Lavi on Mariposa has a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 1,700 square feet. Let's have a party for just under 4.6, 4,595. Let's just, I don't know why I try to round up, it always gets me in trouble. Is that the same one? No. Steve Senegram and Christina have a 2-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,625 square feet for 4,500 in Westlake Avenue in Los Angeles. I usually have Christina right here. It sounds weird not having her right here. DeYoung also on Baton Rouge in Porter Ranch has a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,554 square feet for 5,500. And some income property. Power plants. What do we have there? Michael Cartagena, 18.8 acre waterfront campus located on 2002 on 2200 foot San Francisco Bay. It's Bayside. I'm not quite sure. Power plant park, master plan, cannabis community, and campus. All right, in San Francisco or just outside of San Francisco. 44 tier, 2 indoor mixed light greenhouses, $250,000 in enhancements. A 1,144 plant sites per unit. It's an industrial park that has been converted into a grow site. The annual wholesale crop value is 3.6 million and retail value of $14 million, right?
It's a lot of weed.
Yeah, it's a lot of weed, right? And I don't know how much this is being sold for, but there is an offering there. Phase 1 sold out, now offering 25 units. So yeah, like it's an industrial park with just grow sites inside of it. You know, that's pretty cool. All right, next. Pocket listings. Anybody have any pocket listings coming soon they'd like to share? Anybody?
I have a lease.
Come on.
I have those 2 sales coming, but they're still in the works. One in Sherman Oaks, if anyone has someone there, one in Valley Glen. Those are single family homes, but I have a lease coming in North Hollywood. It is, been there in a while, 3-bedroom with a pool, grassy backyard, single family home. It's really adorable. I just got asked to relist it yesterday, so I haven't pulled comps, but if you have someone looking for a lease in that area, come see me.
What's the range?
I haven't even looked up leases in that area in a while. I would think 4 or something. But it's a great house and the landlords are friends of mine. They live in Georgia. They're really great at dealing with the tenant, and I wish they would just let me sell it. But anyway, we're gonna lease it.
Bring it up. Anybody else in the house have? You good?
Oh, no, that's it. And it will be probably around end of April. It'll be available.
All right. Anybody else have a pocket listing inside the room? Pocket listing coming soon they like to share? Anybody online have a pocket listing coming soon that they like to share? Anybody? 1, 2, 3. All right. Next is we're gonna wrap it up, I believe. Before we leave, yeah. Wants, needs, and fill the bucket. Anybody have any wants or needs or want to express their gratitude in any way, shape, or form? Come on, Lynn LeGlaire.
What we need
Come on.
people that make commercial buildings for around 2.5 to 3 million outside of LA. And
Buy yourself a weed grower.
oh, it's fun. No, she doesn't want to. She already had a.
She went through the weed thing.
So and then thank you.
So $2.5 million 1031 exchange? Is
Yeah,
it?
she wants to sell this. She's got a building in Silver Lake. She wants to sell it, but she doesn't want to maintain it. She finds it.
Okay, replacement property,
And she wants to put that lease type deal.
triple net lease, probably, you mean like a master tenant she wants,
But that would be nice.
right? Yeah.
And then,
She wants low impact, just collect a check. She'll
Yes.
take less of cash on as return for the convenience of not having it. Yeah, got it.
And then, I don't know, I mean, now, but. I have another client who's got in Vegas, it's a huge thing he built up. And it's got a grocery store, it's got a hospital, a little urgent care, and it's huge closet.
Is it a strip mall?
It's a mall.
It's a,
It was big,
okay,
and I think about $8 million. It's all occupied.
it's fully occupied too? Oh, excellent. And what's the, does it have a cap rate associated
It
with it?
does. I wrote it down last week, but I was thinking about it just now. I
Yeah,
can't.
all right. Well, next week, bring it. Bring it.
All right. and another-
Come on.
That's not
Get it all off your chest. Lynn.
You know, but in Venice, this one has a triplex, gorgeous. I mean, there's a craftsman home and then two huge townhouses behind it. Probably each one's about 2,023 square feet. And well, she has this, and she's got a vacant lot next door.
So it's a vacant lot, it's two townhouses and
A craftsman home.
a craftsman home
One lot.
on one. So two townhouses and a craftsman home on one lot and an adjacent empty lot.
And she wants $10 million.
Okay, it sounds like a lot.
It sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's happening. I mean, like 2 months. I haven't spoken about it.
Okay.
With that.
Oh,
And now.
thanks for sharing them. You gotta put it out there, so it's gonna work, right? Anyone else have wants or needs with Bill the Bucket?
$10 million house, Palisades, Beverly Hills, Brentwood, 2-year escrow every week.
2-year escrow, yeah, right, those Italians. Right? She needs a 2-year escrow. $10 million, it's a bureaucratic red tape thing, so. Yeah.
Do you have one?
No, not in the slightest. However, I wonder if that's like really hard to find people willing to wait that long
No,
for like an escrow. That's like.
I would have no problem,
Oh,
but they need to be more on the west side,
cool.
I think, I don't know. But work on convincing them, that everybody else is in Hancock Park, so.
All right, we have, anybody online have any wants or needs or fill the bucket while you're online there? Anybody? Anybody? You guys are killing me. All right. You guys have a great day. Thank you for coming. You guys have a great one. I'll see you next week.